Good morning. This is pre-algebra for Monday, March 23rd. The first thing I want to do is give you the answers to Friday's homework, just to make sure that you're doing all right on the problems. What I'd like for you to do is send me a text or a picture and let me know how well you did. How many did you miss? If you missed one, you don't understand it, especially those, shoot me those numbers so that I can go over those problems either on video or online or through a conference call if there are several of you that have missed it, okay? So let's look at your answers. Yesterday you had to do problem set, or I'm sorry, on Friday, you had to do problem set 74 and your homework was 5 through 30. So problem set 74, number 5. The answers were A was 224, B was 56, C was 25%. Number 6, it was 20%. Number 7, 410. Number 8, 0.34. For letter A. For letter B, it is 39.1. Number 9, A is 0.37 and B is 37%. Number 10, 3.1 times 10 to the negative third power. Number 11 is 0.25. Number 12 is 51.4 meters. Letter B was 178.5 square meters. Number 13 was 8.925 times 10 to the 7th power, and it is cubed centimeters. Number 14 is 203 over 12. Number 15 was 300. Number 16 is x equals 22 over 7. Number 17, x equals 15 over 2. Number 18, x equals 5/9. Number 19 is 23. Number 20 equals -7. Number 21 is 0. Number 22 is -4. Number 23 is -10. Number 24 is 14 and 15/16. Now, if you didn't reduce that to a mixed number, you would have gotten 239 over 16. Number 25 is 0.39960. Number 26 is 18,922.839. Number 27 is 42,638. Number 28 is 17/25. Number 29, 625,361,811 and 1/100th. Excuse me. Number 30 is 13. Now, if you need any of those repeated, feel free to watch the video to make sure that you have your paper graded correctly. It is very important, guys, that you please send me a text, a Snapchat, a Instagram, a Facebook, or just send me a picture of your homework. I really need to know how you're doing on this. I don't want you to get behind. I don't want you to get lost in any part. Okay, today we're going to talk about powers and roots of fractions. Now, we have already done some work in this topic as far as we have done squares. If I had said to you, I'll just write over here in the corner, what is 3 square? You know that 3 square means it equals 3 times 3. Whatever this number up here, this little number, is, that tells us how many we're going to use. So 3 times 3, so 3 squared is 9. This number, the large number, is called our base. The small number is called our exponent. And it tells us how many times we're going to multiply that particular base. Now, it's you can use powers and roots of both fractions and whole numbers. I hope you can see the colors on this whiteboard. I've moved to the staff room just because the Wi-Fi is better. But if you have trouble seeing something on the board, please shoot me a text and let me know that so I can change it before I make another recording for you. Okay, let's look over here at the first. We have 2, and if you can see that, that is to the 3rd power. What that means is this is our base, this is our exponent, so literally it means 2 times 2 times 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8, so 2 to the 3rd power equals 8. It equals 8. Now, what about if you have 1/2? Well, notice that the parentheses go around our fraction. That tells me that this power of 3 applies to the whole fraction. So I'm going to say 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2, and because we just did 2 times to the 3rd power, you know that it equals 1/8. Because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So 1/2 to the 3rd power is 1/8. Let's look at a couple more. What if, instead of looking at it as a power, I'm looking for a square root or any root? We often say, oh, I'm looking for the square root. That is because we see this little radical sign. There's no number. Let's say we have the number 4 in there. This means, I don't know that you can see that pink very well, so let me rewrite that. Okay, so you have the square root of 4. How did I know it was square? Because there's no number up here, no exponent, we assume that it is a 2, okay? Now, square is not the only root of a number. I can easily put, if I put a 2, this means the square root of 4. If I just don't put any exponent, it would still be, and we know that that square root is 2, because the square root means what number can I multiply this many times to itself and come up with the number in here, okay? So 2 times 2 equals 4. So the square root of 4 is 2. There is a thing called a 3rd root. And you can have many roots, but these are the 2 that we're going to talk about, okay? What is the 3rd root of 1/64? Okay? In other words, I know that I can say 1 times 1 times 1. I get 1. Okay? So the 1's not the problem. It's not the issue. We're going to look at the 64 and say, what can I multiply to itself 3 times? Well, 2 times 2 times 2 is only 8. So that's not our answer. All right? 3 times 3 is 9. And 9 times 3 is 27. Not our answer. Okay? So what if we said 4? Well, 4 times 4 is 16. And 16 times 4 is 64. So the 3rd root of 64 is 4. And the 3rd root of 1 is 1. I need you to notice, when I ask the question, what is the 3rd root of 64, I have a radical sign. It's called extract. When I extract the root, in other words, what is it that I am multiplying to get the 1/64th? Therefore, there I have no radical sign. My answer is simply 1/4. Okay? Let's look at this next one. What if you have a radical sign, you have no exponent, and it says 1/16? Well, no exponent says I'm using the square. So what is the square of 1? Well, that's pretty simple. It's 1. What is the square of 16? It is 4. So the square root of 1/16 is 1/4. Now 1/4 is also a root. It's the 3rd root of 1/64. Okay, so here I'm saying, what can I multiply 3 times? Well, 4 times 4 times 4 gives me 64. So the third root of 1/64 is 1/4. Over here, I'm saying, what's the square root of 1/16? Well, it's going to be 1/4. Again, I don't have to have the 2. That's the most common root, so we don't write it. You may. It's not wrong if you do write it, but you don't have to. Let's look at this one. What is the third root? That's how we read this. What is the third root of 1/27? In other words, what can I multiply to itself 3 times to equal 27? Well, 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. So the third root of 1/27 is 1/3. Okay? Let's look at a couple here at the top of the board. Let me erase this and get it out of our way. We have 1/3 to the third power. First of all, what does that mean? Well, hopefully you know that it means 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. So what's the answer? Well, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So 1/3 to the third power, not the third root, the third power is 1/27. Okay? Look at the next one. What is the third root of 1/8? Well, we know that the 1 is going to be a 1. So the question really is, what is the number that I'm going to multiply to itself 3 times to get 8? Well, 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. So the third root of 1/8 is 1/2. Okay? 1/2 to the fourth power. What does it mean? 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. Okay? So we know the top is 1. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So the 1/2 to the fourth power is 1/16. The powers and the roots are opposites. Okay? They're opposites. So it helps us to come up with our answers. I want you to look at page 212. That's problem set 75. Problem set 75. The receipts of a day totaled 5,200. This was only 3/5 of the money needed to pay the bills. How much money was needed to pay the bills? Solve that problem. We're going to come back and look at it together in part 2.